Hi, this is David Ciccariella here at Providence, Rhode Island at the Rhode Island Convention Center for the Rhode Island Comic-Con. We're going to take a look at the Rhode Island Comic-Con, talk to special guests, people dressed in costume, or people just having fun. Let's take a look and see what we can find. Now, I have been only walking the floor at Comic-Con for like 5 minutes, and look what I ran into. I ran into an ape from Planet of the Apes.
Yes, indeed.
Wow, he talks. You gotta be careful with that gun so you don't shoot somebody.
I know. Apes always careful.
No, you're always careful, good. But do you hate the humans?
As always, they're naturally our slaves and do all our labor for us.
Are there any more apes walking around?
Yes, we have a few right over there, and there's another. My brother is on the other side, guarding.
Okay, so there's a few more brother apes around. And right next to us here is, look at this, a gold Cylon. Unfortunately, you don't talk to me, do you? No, he doesn't say much. But gold Cylon from Battlestar Galactica, the original series. And today at the convention, there's a lot of cast members from the original Battlestar Galactica series here. I'm sitting with Richard Hatch, best known for being in both classic and modern Battlestar Galactica. Now this is, at the Rhode Island Comic-Con, this is kind of a, I like this. This is good.
And here's the
yeah, before.
the new one. There you go.
Anyway.
And then the dueling Apollo shots.
Uh-oh.
Those are the two Apollos. Okay.
So speaking of that, showing the before, the early show and the later show, was it strange for you to go into the later show because it has a totally different tone to it?
Well, for me, I'm a big Battlestar fan myself. I love the Battlestar story. So for me, to come back 35 years later, approximately, and be on a new Battlestar Galactica series was very exciting. Number two, it was an amazingly well-produced, acted, written show. And actually, this particular version of Battlestar got a chance to go into the core story in a more powerful, provocative way. So I was very happy. The first show was fun, great story, great mythology, great actors. But the second show, they actually got to really be far more edgy, profound, and really kind of go into that life and death story of hope and survival. And I thought that's what really got missed the first time because they were terrified of getting too provocative, too dark back then. And they were also very uncomfortable with sci-fi in general. So the new show, I thought they did a fantastic job. And the fact that I got to be a part of two shows, that was an absolute blessing. That's like going to heaven. Exactly. And for an actor, the role of Tom Zarek was the role of a lifetime. I mean, what a great character to play.
So happy for you to say that. Yeah. Now, this is kind of like a Battlestar Galactica reunion here at the Rhode Island Comic-Con. Did you enjoy the panel yesterday when all you guys got together?
Yeah. You know, it's always fun for everybody to get together. And, you know, the fans love to come see you kibitz and play with each other and have fun. So we got a chance to do that. And also, it's the 35th anniversary coming up next year. So it's kind of a prelude to next year and next year in Houston, the May 23rd weekend at Comapalooza, which is the convention that's co-producing the Battlestar 35th anniversary. They're going to have all the actors from all three shows actually, 1980, the original Battlestar, and the new reimagined version. So you'll have, you know, Edward Olmos will be there. You're going to have You're going to have Ann Lockhart, you'll have Dirk Benedict, you'll have myself. You'll have all the actors from all 3 shows. So it'll be a great celebration to see everybody together.
And what are you working on now? What can you tell people to check out that you're in?
I'm doing all right. See, these days I write, direct, produce. I lecture and teach at universities and colleges. I teach. I've done that for the last 30 years anyway. I teach everything from acting to writing to filmmaking to communication to stuff that Tony Robbins does. Obviously in my own way. So I do all kinds of workshops, and then I'm directing stuff. I just directed this wonderful piece called White Wings, which is a period piece shot in the 1930s. And then I just finished a movie called Dead by Friday, which is a Goodfellas type movie. Play this really wonderful, take no holds barred priest that kind of doesn't take any crap from anybody. Great character. Then I did an old-fashioned sci-fi movie called The Pod with Vernon Wells. And we're doing a series of internet movies called The Silicon Assassin, which I directed one of the episodes, and I'm kind of playing the central role in that. We've got a reality show called Who the Frack, which is all about the industry, the ups and downs, the ins and outs of being an actor, being a performer. And then, what can I say? I'm developing a new sci-fi series called Magellan, which is a big, epic new sci-fi show. And then I'm, what else?
You're doing it all.
I'm, like I said, I love to teach and lecture and do all that stuff, but I like writing, directing, producing, acting, and I no longer sit waiting for a phone call. I'm busy putting things together.
Okay, I'm standing, I'm standing, he's sitting with Noah Hathaway, and he's best known for being in such great classics as The NeverEnding Story and Battlestar Galactica. How are you enjoying your time at the Rhode Island Comic-Con?
It's been great. People are really nice and friendly, and some of the best people watching, anywhere. Love these things.
Now, this is like a Battlestar Galactica reunion.
Almost.
And you had a panel yesterday. How did you enjoy that?
It was fun. I mean, I see most of the people, here and there, but there's still a couple people like Sarah I haven't seen in years. So it was nice, We always have a good time when we get to mess around with each other. So.
And you were only a kid when you worked on Battlestar Galactica, so you had no idea that it was going to even be really popular today.
I don't think any of us did. I mean, who would have thought that 30 whatever years later, people are still watching and talking about it? Like, I would have never thought it. So I don't think anybody did.
Now, one of your most recent roles is in a movie called Sushi Girl.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about this movie? It looks really good.
Thank you. Yeah, Sushi Girl. It's a gangster movie, basically, is the easiest way I could put it. And it's about a group of diamond. It's about a botched diamond heist, basically. And we have an amazing cast: Mark Hamill, Tony Todd, Jeff Fahey, Michael Biehn, Danny Trejo. Sonny Chiba, David Dastmalchian, Jimmy Duvall. I mean, we have like a really, really awesome, amazing cast. So it's coming out this month. So we're excited about it.
And in theaters, when did you say in theaters?
January. They're doing a VOD this month, and then January it'll be released worldwide. So we're excited.
And well, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for. I hope you're having a blast for the rest of the weekend.
Always.
I'm with Jack Stauffer, best known for being in Battlestar Galactica. How are you enjoying the Rhode Island Comic-Con today?
This is always a lot of fun, simply because it's amazing to me that after 35 years, people still come out and say, I remember this show. This show meant a lot to me. We thought, this show had great value, and it's great fun. It's, a chance to reconnect with the people who saw the show originally, and I'm glad they still value it.
And this is kind of like a mini reunion, almost a full reunion. And yesterday you had a panel. How did that go? Did you enjoy yourself?
Well, when I get into the panel, we always like to talk about what we're doing beyond the show. And my primary focus these days is working with young actors in theater. I have gone back to my theater roots. I'm a director in San Francisco and Monterey. And that's my passion. I truly believe that one of the worst travesties in our education system is the fact when budgets get tight, the first thing they take out is the creative arts. And every study that's ever been done in education shows 100% of the time that when you take creative arts out of a curriculum, students do worse. And I just think that if you introduce young people to thinking outside the box. It's not like memorizing a theorem or memorizing when Columbus sailed across to America. This is thinking outside of the box and interpreting and encouraging people that you can't do it wrong.
Right.
And when you encourage people that they can't do it wrong, they will open themselves up to taking great risks, knowing that they won't be overly criticized. So people ask me, what is it like being a good actor? And I go, it's like falling in love hopelessly. You open yourself up to the greatest joys and the possibility of the greatest tragedies, but it's worth it.
I'm now with Sarah Rush from Battlestar Galactica. How are you enjoying the Rhode Island Comic Con?
I am having so much fun. This is maybe the third. I think it's officially the second convention I've ever done.
Really?
Yes, I did one in Chicago, and then when I heard that it was in Rhode Island, and I'm from Pennsylvania, and I lived in New York City for 10 years, I thought I would love to come to Rhode Island.
Wow.
And so everybody's so nice. It's great. I don't want to go home.
And it's kind of a mini Battlestar, almost a complete Battlestar Galactica reunion. How did the panel go yesterday? And are you enjoying seeing your old castmates?
So much fun. It's so much fun to see these guys. And of course the panel was a little randy yesterday. Today they've got to keep it clean. My nephews are going to be here. But they're great. The guys are so great. It's just so much fun. It's such a privilege. And it's really a miracle that 30-some years later we're here.
Right.
And it's really fun. It's great.
Is there any certain episode that stood out as your favorite?
Oh golly, Ned. I was under contract to Universal. So basically, when I kind of wasn't doing another show, they'd say, "Oh, is she available?" And I would put on my little spacesuit, and I was just hoping that I would even get to do more. But I loved the wedding. I wasn't in every episode, but I just was grateful when I was in it, and I loved in the pilot. I was in it a bit, so I just, it's just a neat thing that I got to be part of it.
And finally, you worked with Don Addams, I think, on the nude bomb, wasn't it? And how was it working with him? Do you have any fun stories?
Oh my gosh, he was fantastic. He was such a great guy. He was hilarious. He just had a newborn baby at that time, which was kind of amazing. And they were all really, really super nice. We had a blast on that movie. I must admit, I remember I was such a young person, and I was a contract player at Universal, and I just remember roller skating all over the lot at Universal. And then Walter Matthau was making a film at that time, and David, his son, was under contract with me, so we'd go in and see Walter, and I mean, that was a pretty special time.
Wow.
But I'm a smart cookie because I'm from a small town in Pennsylvania, so even at the time, I knew this was great.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't take advantage of it, and I didn't take it for granted. I just had a blast.
I'm standing here with the Dark Knight himself. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. He's doing well. This is the first ever Rhode Island Comic Con. You having fun?
A blast.
He's having a blast. He's a man of few words because, well, he's Batman.
Exactly.
Have you seen a lot of any Jokers around or Two-Faces that you have to take care of?
No, just a cat. A certain cat. One of the claws.
A cat. I don't know who that would be referring to.
Selena Kyle.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No guns, no killing.
When did you get here?
Maybe you two should take a holiday together. You ever think about getting rid of your costume, maybe enjoying a nice drink in France?
I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe.
Maybe you could run into an old friend where the old friend looks at you for a second, and then you look back at him, but guys don't say anything, knowing that your friend knows that that you're happy in life.
I'm not happy yet. Maybe a little bit.
So you can make him happy.
I could, but it's going to cost him.
I'm standing here with Crystal, and who are you dressed as today?
Today I am Leon Scott Kennedy from Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4 is the video game, right?
Yes.
And the character is a male character, correct?
Yes.
All right. Just want to clarify. Why did you decide on Leon for today?
Well, because I want to be someone different for a change. Usually I have either a Transformer costume or a Marvel costume, one of the female characters like Rogue or White Queen. But I want to change it up and see what it's like walking around in someone else's shoes. And Leon, he's a really cool guy.
Anybody who has a gun and a knife is cool. But let's just preface it by saying at the convention they have only fake accessories, correct?
Yes, only fake accessories and no metal parts, no moving parts. And if you have an airsoft gun, take out the parts.
Excellent. Now, this is the first ever Rhode Island Comic-Con. How are you enjoying it? And do you like the venue?
So far, so good. I've been here to the convention center before for other conventions. So to compare to other shows that I've seen down here, it's not too bad so far. It's been really crowded. A lot of people coming down, first timers. So I know a lot of people in the area too, and just see familiar faces walking around. That's basically all I can compare it to, really.
Kiss Forever. We are a tribute band. We are the hottest Kiss tribute band in the whole entire world. You tell them, Demon. We got the Demon.
The Catman.
And Ace.
Wow.
We play all over. And we love rock and roll all night and party every day.
Except on KissForeverOnline.com and also on Facebook, Kiss Forever Tribute.
That's right. Come and see us anytime. We're at the Rhode Island Comic Con, rocking and rolling, having a great time.
How tall are you guys?
Oh, boy.
Tall enough.
In the six foot over, 6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
But with the boots on.
Can I see your tongue?
Oh yeah.
That's a tongue. That's a demon tongue.
He likes that.
Yeah. Oh, he really likes that. What do you got? What do you got here? You got your blades, huh? Look at this.
We've got an authentic Paul Stanley Iceman guitar. We have a Gene Simmons Court guitar, axe bass.
Wow. You play with those?
We play. We sing. Sing a little for him, Catman. Give him a little love.
If I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now. Me and the boys will be playing, and we just can't find the sound.
Just a few.
Did we give you enough?
Yeah, we gave you enough. Go see them, so that way you get the full song.
That's right.
www.kissforeveronline.com.
I'm standing here with Joe Curry. Is that right? Okay. And we're at your booth. What's the name of the booth?
It is the Custom Costumes and Entertainment and Productions toy booth.
All right. And this is your uncle's booth, more specifically.
Yes, it is. Yep. He owns the company. It's a costume company. We do productions, hold Jedi training camps, Batman training camps. We have pet monkeys.
Look at the pet monkey. Look over there.
But no, it's all about the love of movies, cinema, comics, everything. It's a movement.
And where are you guys based off of?
Out of Warwick, Rhode Island.
Okay, excellent. And maybe you can show me here some of the stuff. You have a life-size. Let's walk down here to Spider-Man. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It's a movie replica of the Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I believe it's Spider-Man 2 it was taken from, but no, I've tried to get into it, doesn't fit.
Oh, so it's an actual costume?
Yeah, you can take it right off of the mannequin. But
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's cool.
Fit him, though.
Okay, so so you...
we have a lot of full like cinema quality costumes ranging from, we have Predator, we have a Tusken Raider, we have Stormtroopers, there's cinema quality Planet of the Apes costumes, right down to Charleston Heston's loincloth. We got it all.
Well, and you dress up in the outfits yourself.
I do. I've dressed up in many of the outfits. I've been Daredevil, I've been Jango Fett, Boba Fett, Spider-Man, Shrek. We've done birthday parties where I've gone and actually had Spider-Man battles with Hobgoblin. It's fun. It's great. I love it.
Okay, I'm standing with Uncle Fright. Now you're a late night TV host.
I'm a late night horror show host. I show the old movies, you know, like The Tingler and Plan 9 from Outer Space, you know, the real crappy, no good movies. Yes, I show those.
I wouldn't say they're no good.
I would totally say they're crappy and no good. Yes, because that's all I want. I don't want to see the good movies. You can see the good movies anywhere, but you want to see a totally bad, crappy movie, you come to see it on my show.
And what's your favorite bad movie that you enjoy?
My favorite bad movie, I think, would be Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Okay, Plan 9.
Yes,
That's,
yes.
Who directed that?
Ed Wood Jr.
Ed Wood, okay.
Ed Wood Jr. directed that, but I think the scariest movie that I've ever seen is Bambi.
Bambi's scary.
Bambi is scary because that scene in the woods with mommy and the fire and stuff, I just, you know, it's scary. You know, I can't see that
Right,
stuff.
when people lose their mother, yeah, it's scary.
Isn't that awful?
Yeah, it is.
And they showed that to children. Can you imagine?
Yeah, exactly.
They showed that movie to children. That
Right.
Disney, I don't know about him.
Now you get some cool stuff here on your table. You have
I have some DVDs.
Some DVDs, yeah.
Over here, and I have some pictures. If anybody wants an autograph, I don't know why somebody would. Over here, I have zombie finger pens. Over here, this is the only gift where you can give somebody the finger and they say thank you. So there you go.
Oh, excellent. Cool.
We have all kinds. We have T-shirts down there. So we have all kinds of goodies over here. So come on down, check this stuff out. You'll like it.
And for kiddies, you have some poison candy.
I have poison candy. I figure everybody else giving out the regular candy. It's good to give out the poison candy. Be different. You know what I'm saying?
It tastes good. It's not really poison.
No, it's not really poison. No. Although I did have the apples with the razor blades, but I ran out.
Okay.
So yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Uncle Fright. Great talking to you. You need to get your skin checked out.
Why is it turning purple again?
It's a little blue.
Oh, that's normal. That's
okay. Gotcha. I am standing with one of the best voiceover guys around. You may not know his face, but you know all of his voices. Mr. Billy West. How are you enjoying Rhode Island Comic Con today?
I love it here. The best?
One of the best. I mean, it's not the best.
I'm glad, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah. I mean, you know him from like Futurama doing, I'm not gonna ask you to do any of the voices.
Why not? I got a big mouth. I'm good for tonight, tomorrow. I'll just keep talking.
There's one movie though I'd like people to check out. It's live action.
Yes.
Comic Book the movie. I know it's, you know, back in 2004. I think it came out back in 2004, but it's a rare chance to see you in front of the camera. Yeah. How did you enjoy making that film? Because you were producer.
Yeah.
As well, and you did the music for that, I believe.
Did some of the music, yeah. That was a good project to do because I could do a little of everything. The people on it were fun to work with. Most were voiceover artists that, you know, I mean, a lot of voiceover artists can piece circles around people in movies and television. Don't kid yourself, you know. They're great actors.
Yeah. And what any current projects you're besides Futurama? Because it's great that that's back on the air.
Yes.
Is there anything else you can tell people that you're currently working on?
Yes, I'm working on a show for Disney called The 7D, and it's a new take on the Seven Dwarves. And I play Bashful. So.
And there's, I just want you to do one thing for me.
Yes.
Professor Farnsworth, his famous line. What does he tell people?
Good news, everyone. Here's bad news.
Oh,
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Thank you, Mr. West.
Sure
it's
thing.
a great honor.
See ya.
Now I'm standing with another voice legend, Quinton Flynn. He's I know you more for Human Torch and different integrations of Fantastic Four. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got the role? Back in the 90s, I believe.
90s, yeah, sure. Well, I mean, it was like anything else, you know. They give us a piece of copy, and they have a direction as to the voice timbre and the age of the character and what they want. And I don't know, you want to be kind of a little bit cocksure, energetic, and I was like, flame on! Come on! Hey, Ben, nice head.
Now, were you familiar with the Fantastic Four before getting that role?
Oh yeah, growing up I was a Fantastic Four fan. They had reruns when I was a kid of the old 60s series, and I was also a comic book fan of Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, who I went on to play later in Marvel's Ultimate Alliance.
Oh, nice. And did you like the Fantastic Four films with Chris Evans as the Human Torch?
Yeah, I thought I did a great job.
Awesome.
I thought those were cool.
And you also did Johnny Quest in I think the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest.
That's right.
And now you led that series.
Yes.
A lot of responsibility.
Oh, absolutely. Every week I had to be there. Come on, Dad, we gotta go find Bandit. Haji, look out!
Fantastic. What current cartoons can people hear your voices on?
Robot Chicken I've been recurring on. Directed by Seth Green, who's terrific, and Matt Seinrich. They both, co-produced that. Also, I'm working on the latest installment of the Metal Gear series called Rising Revengeance, and I play a character named Rhode, and that's coming out in February.
Now, as you can tell in the Rhode Island Comic Con, we have a lot of great voiceover talent here, and now I'm speaking with Mr. Tom Kane. Right now you're currently doing Yoda.
Yes.
In any other characters in the Star Wars?
I'm Yoda, Admiral Yularen, the opening narrator, Empire at War as the planet Ryloth falls under attack, that guy, and a Jedi Master, of course.
Now, in front of us here is Magneto.
Yeah.
That was in Wolverine and the X-Men. Is it good to play a villain for a change?
Yeah, no, it is. It is fun because I actually, because I sound like Ian McKellen, I get a lot of Gandalf and Magneto.
You're also doing which I found out yesterday, you do the monorail voice, and was it Epcot?
Well, yeah, it's all through Walt Disney World. It's not just the monorail, but all the transportation, the buses and the trams and the stuff like that. And it's really funny because it as cool as that is, it didn't occur to me how much that meant to some people, because there are people that get more excited over me doing the monorail voice than half the cartoons I do. It's always like a shock.
Yeah.
Because
how long have you been doing that?
Well, no, I just did it last year. We just recorded it about a year ago, and I think they started running. There were just a few places like the monorail, and then they had me record more for other things in the park. And now I'm all through there, but and apparently they're going to expand it to the other Disney properties as the time goes by. So pretty soon I'll own the world.
Two more quickie questions. I see another picture next to Magneto is Ultron from the Avengers. Could you give me a little taste of Ultron?
Sure. Well, of course they do process it a bit, but it's the basic voice is human beings are a blight upon the planet, and someday they will be eliminated. So.
Yeah, excellent. And final question is, in voice work, sometimes you do this alone in a booth by yourself.
Yeah.
Other time you do it with a whole group of actors. What do you prefer, working in a whole group?
Well, I preferred working with a group because it's just more fun. I mean, you get the camaraderie and the feeling of, you get to see people on a regular basis, and it's as close as we get to having coworkers. But unfortunately and fortunately, I left LA a few years ago. I now live in the Midwest, so everything I do now I do from my own studio, but I do miss that. I miss seeing a lot of the people in person. I'll go back once in a while if they're doing like a behind the scenes and they've got a camera crew there, then I'll come by in person for that, and I'm always looking forward to that. And a great possibility we're going to be making some new Powerpuff Girls, so nice. I'm going to be making a point of going back for as many of those as I can.
Well, I want to thank you and all the other voice actors here, because you guys deserve the credit. You do. It's real acting that you're doing that people don't realize. People just think you do a funny voice, but it's more than that.
It is interesting because 20 years ago there was no awareness of what we do at all. I mean, it's really only been in about the last decade that the term voiceover even registers with people. And it is nice to finally get a little bit of credit for what we do.
I'm here with Carlos Alazraqui.
Absolutely perfect. I just won Game 4 of the World Series. Me and Sergio Romo. I was inside Sergio Romo's head. When he threw that, I said, Sergio, throw Miguel Cabrera a fastball. He won't even swing. I'm really celebrating the Giants championship here at the Rhode Island Comic-Con.
Now this man, live action star, Reno 911, voice actor, star, Rocko's Modern Life. In Justice League Doom, you played Bane.
Batman, you will die.
Did you enjoy doing Bane? Because I love that movie. That was a good movie.
Cool, because my casting director, Andrea Romano, just asked me to do it, and I didn't know the lore or the legend of that character. So I came in, I'm reading this Bane guy, and like, he's a grave digger. Batman, I will dig your grave and throw you in it. And he's wrestling alligators, and I thought, oh, I didn't know I was part of like a legacy of Banes, you know? So I had fun doing it. It was awesome.
The amazing actor, I believe it was Henry Silva, voiced Bane in the animated series in the 90s. Yeah. So following his legacy.
That's huge.
Right.
That's huge.
Also, I knew you when I was a kid for being Rocko in Rocko's Modern Life.
I do Rocko, and we did it yesterday. I did. I think Marty McFly was played by Rocko in a couple of scenes of Back to the Future yesterday. And
we recently did a live event in Los Angeles with the cast. Charlie Adler, Tom Kenny, Doug Lawrence, Joe Murray, the creator. The two creators of Phineas Ferb, Dan Povenmire and Swampy Marsh, came and sang the RECYCLE, Recycle. They sang that song, and we're looking to do more live Rocko events. So go to joemurraystudio.com to check out whether we're going to do some more live events all across the country.
There was nothing I think I heard you are doing a web series?
Yeah, it's a web series on Mondo Media. They have Dick Figures, they have Happy Tree Creatures. Ours is called Off the Curb, and I have voiceover giants on that show. John DiMaggio, Fred Tatasciore, Gary Anthony Williams, Cedric Yarborough, and newcomer Eric Bauza. It's a great cast. It's about 4 guys sitting on a street corner talking about stuff. The latest one is was about Halloween candy. We had one about presidential elections too, and that's on Mondo Media. You can check it out.
Awesome. Now, where can people follow you?
They can follow me on Twitter at Carlos Alazraqui, ALAZRAQUI.com. They can see what I'm doing on Facebook. I can't have any new friends join, but I'm on Facebook. And I also have a podcast called The Facebook Wars on the GoCast Network. We broadcast live every Monday, 12 to 1 Pacific Standard Time. And you can find us on Twitter at The Facebook Wars or on Facebook at the Cyber Wars. We had to change the name for Facebook.
I'm standing here with comic book artist Paul Ryan. How are you enjoying the Rhode Island Comic Con today?
Pretty good. Not that I get to see much. My head is mostly down while I'm drawing. So I have to find out from my wife Linda what exactly is happening out there. It's very colorful, very large. People seem very enthusiastic.
Excellent. Now, you drew for me.
Can I hold that for you?
Yes.
Okay.
A lovely Joker.
I'm your prop man.
That's right,
yes,
you are.
Yes, here we go.
And do you draw the Joker often?
I had only one opportunity to draw the Joker, and that was for an issue of Batman during the No Man's Land sequence.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. And I had Bill Sienkiewicz doing the inking, so I was like in heaven.
Wow.
He's an interesting character.
Because is he really insane, or does that an act he just puts on?
Well, we're not really on first name speaking situation here, so I can only go by what I've read over the years, and I think he's a little on the nutty side.
Okay.
Who else would dress like this?
You talked about the Phantom before, and you're working on the Phantom newspaper comic strips for the past, 7 years, was it?
It'll be 8 years in January.
And how did you enjoy the Phantom movie with Billy Zane?
I thought it was terrific. I mean, the ending was a little wonky, but overall, I thought it was well done. I thought Billy Zane nailed the role. He had the physique, he had the moves, the cat-like way he moved the character. His horsemanship was dead on. And I know that because I'm a horseman myself. And I thought they did a really good job.
Was Superman like the first superhero you were really fascinated about and interested in?
Oh, yeah. it was the first superhero I'd ever encountered. Watched the George Reeves Adventures of Superman when I was a kid. My parents bought me a Superman costume, and of course they never expected I'd wear it outdoors. We had a barbershop nearby, and he always had comic books there for the kids to read. And so I learned about Superman long before I was old enough to actually spend my allowance on comics myself.
Okay, I'm now standing with, he's sitting, I'm standing with Zeke Savory Jr. at Artist Alley here at the Rhode Island Comic Con. And you have some great pieces here.
Thank you very much.
And one of them that you're really proud of is your Aquaman.
Yeah, yes I am.
Show that to the camera.
I'm particularly proud of this piece because I found that Aquaman is designed a little weak. So I figured I'd make him a little, cooler, if you want to call it a thing. And I'm hoping that it achieves that.
So is this your own personal design for Aquaman?
Yes, yes it is.
So now for comic book fans out there, Aquaman never dressed like that, so Zeke gave him upgrade.
Well, what I'm hoping is somebody's watching so they can sit there and say, yeah, we'll do that and incorporate it into its continuity because he needs an overhaul. I know Jim Lee, he's not him personally, but I know that he's done a very good job with all the rest of them. But I know that Aquaman does not get a special sort of treatment. I mean, they're trying to get him in because I know Jeff Johns has, he's made his living pretty much, or he's known for taking those characters and bringing them to a stronger, with Green Lantern, and he's done, the Flash and all that stuff. It's his turn, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's Aquaman. Now we have Deadpool, who doesn't look very masculine to me. It's a lady pool, isn't it?
Yeah, yes it is. And I keep telling everyone that I did this before the Deadpool core, but no one believes me. Because the Deadpool, the female Deadpool in the Deadpool core, she has a blonde ponytail. It's a big, long thing. And I keep telling people that I had done this like a few months before, but no one believes me.
I believe you. I believe you. So you have so many other great selections here at this table. Are you having fun so far at the Rhode Island Comic Con?
Yes, I am. It's been a good time so far.
I'm standing here with Ian Nichols, part of Fat Cat Funnies. Is that correct?
Yep, Fat Cat Funnies, and it's been a small company that my buddy Jay and I have run for about 5 years now, and we make our own comics and come to shows like this all the time.
And as you can tell, Jay's working on a sketch next to you, but well, you have such great artwork here. You have some your own books. Maybe can you show us one of them?
Sure, yeah. I do a series called Small Town Type, and I also do a book called Dime Box Comics, and basically Small Town Type is me trying to take, the Superman story and make it a little more believable. He finds out he has superpowers at the same time as, basically his entire town, and then he has nowhere to go, doesn't know what to do, and his parents tell him to go to the city because he can help more people there, and he hasn't finished high school, he doesn't know anybody, so he's really trying to find his place in life as well as dealing with all these other circumstances.
Excellent.
And Dime Box is me bringing back some characters from the Golden Age. Characters that are now public domain, like the original Daredevil, the Black X. These characters that are great, and they're a lot of fun, and now that they are no longer under their copyrights, anybody can make great stories about them, and it was a lot of fun.
Excellent. Now, I just want to point out two more things. One is this guide I'm holding right here that you just have right here is the program guide for today's show. If you want to just show the camera. And you worked on that all by yourself.
Yeah, I did it. Steve, actually, I've worked with him before at the South Coast show.
Steve Perry.
Yeah, Steve Perry, yep. And when he told me about doing this show, he was going to be taking over it and everything. He asked if I wanted to help him out, and I told him absolutely, because I actually just love doing the artwork, so it worked out on many levels. And I used more Golden Age characters that are public domain, and people seem to like it so far, so it's worked out.
And the last thing I want to point out, thank you so much for doing that for this convention, is this picture right here of the Avengers.
Yeah.
And not only does Ian make his own art, create his own characters, but the Avengers are hillbillies. What made you come up with that idea?
Well, an artist group of friends of mine called the JP Comics Forum. We do different drawing topics every other weekend, and we try to come up with things that we wouldn't come up with on our own. And this time it was mainstream comic characters playing music, and we had people having, Batman in a metal band. We had all kinds of ridiculous things. The X-Men as a punk rock skinhead band. And I said, why not do a bluegrass group? I had just recently been listening to some music at home. I thought it would be really funny. So Captain America playing the banjo and the Hulk on the triangle, and both Ant-Man and the Wasp are needed to play the fiddle.
Excellent.
So
I mean, yeah, they are both needed. But fantastic work that you and Jay are doing. And keep it up, and you're going to be a success. You are a success. You're very talented, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm standing with a pro wrestling legend. He is the first ever Royal Rumble winner.
Young guy, if you're going to talk wrestling, you got to have a little more enthusiasm going on, young fella. Because we're down here at the Comic-Con in Rhode Island, and everybody's all fired up. So the first thing old Hacksaw Jim Duggan has to do is give a big ho! Kind of wakes me up, gets the hair standing up on my end, gets the air in my lungs, gets Hacksaw ready to go. Got a question
I feel like I'm Mean Gene Okerlund right now. This is amazing. Now, your name is Hacksaw.
My name is Hacksaw.
But you have a 2x4.
Right.
How'd you get the name Hacksaw?
Well, back in my football days, I played my college ball for Southern Methodist University. I was with the Atlanta Falcons. I was mainly on specialty teams in the pros, so I used to cut through the wedge, hack my way through the wedge, hacksaw. But of course, when I got into wrestling, I realized you couldn't really use a hacksaw too well in the ring. So I grabbed me a 2x4, and it works really good. Let me show. No, I can't show you.
Are you going to show me?
Yeah, believe me though, it works good.
Now, another thing I just want to know really quick is you guys put your bodies on the line for wrestling. You've been doing this 30 plus years.
Yes, sir.
How do you keep going on and going on? Because wrestling is not an easy thing. If people watching at home, you guys, are true, sports legends and heroes.
Well,
how do you keep going, preserve through all these years?
Well, the main trick to stay in longevity in professional wrestling is not to get slammed, but to slam the other guy. Let me show you that one. No, I better not do that neither. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you so much.
Well,
And
before you go, young guy, give me a ho. Let's have a ho, folks. Ho! That's a pretty good ho, kid.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I am with a pro wrestling legend, Jake the Snake Roberts. How you doing?
Good.
Now, one of your moves, the DDT, is one of the most best moves ever in wrestling. How'd you come up with creating the DDT?
It was an accident. That's the way things are. Usually, sometimes your best accident is your best work. But no, I had a face lock on the guy, man, and he stepped on my foot and I fell backwards. And he went down hard. So I worked on it, perfected it, threw it out there, and of course, for the next 25 years, I used it. And, I watch people today try to use it, and they're not very effective with it. And I really laugh because each time they do it and the guy gets up, it just tells people how much better I was.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that.
Now, my final question is being a pro wrestler, you're putting your body on the line, day in and day out. Now, you're wrestling, I don't know, you said 30 matches, a month, right?
Yeah.
And how do you keep going? How do you preserve? Because you're in business for years.
Yeah, insanity does help.
Okay.
But if you really love something and you develop a love affair, you're gonna hang with it, whether it be a woman or a car or a job or whatever. To me, wrestling was like making love, and that's a good thing. And to me, the ring was a woman that I could never give enough. She deserves so much more. So if you have a passion for something, it should keep growing. If not, you're a friggin' loser.
I'm standing here with Stephen Lanzilla, the founder of the Boston Area Toy Collectors Club, and this is the first ever Rhode Island Comic-Con. How are you enjoying it?
Fantastic. We've been working with Steve Perry, the promoter of the show, who's also a club member, and as platinum sponsors of the event, we have a vested interest in the success of the show. So we've been helping getting the word out to people, explaining what it is. And in that this is the first time the show has taken place, it will evolve. So we're anxious to get feedback from people, what they were looking for, what they didn't find, and what they liked. And here what we've done is we've spent many man-hours in the exhibition area of our organization trying to reflect all the collecting trends, be they old ones from the 50s or early, right up to ones that are current. So we have Star Trek, we have Star Wars, we have Batman, we have Ghostbusters, you name it. And the money that we derive from the sales here goes into our nonprofit club treasury, for which we're very grateful.
Now you have something special that's right in front of us here. Tell us a little bit about that.
This is Clarabelle the Clown. At this particular event, it's the oldest donated toy we have brought with us. It's actually a marionette. Some people do call it a puppet. This was physically made in the year 1952. Clarabelle played opposite Howdy Doody. So it was the Howdy Doody license that appeared on television in the early days of television itself. And it's completely functional. The mouth opens and closes, the legs move, the arms raise, and so forth. But obviously, it's no longer for a child. It's for an adult collector who appreciates a bygone era.
Okay, I'm standing next to the 1966 Batmobile, which Adam West and Burt Ward drove. This is, I believe, a replica. If it is the real one, this is really awesome. Look at the inside. The inside is fully detailed with a start button, the bat wheel, the bat phone. Has the airbags, and this is the turbine where the fire would come out. Pretty cool, huh? I mean, I wouldn't drive it, of course. That's for Batman, not for me. I'm here with a Mandalorian. But in reality, who are you? What's your name?
I'm Russell Brooks.
And you're with what group?
I'm with the Mandalorian Mercs here with the Rebel Legion and the 501st Legion.
Now this character, he kind of looks like Boba Fett. Is he related to Boba Fett?
They're both Mandalorians. Boba Fett wears a set of Mandalorian armor.
Okay. And then Boba Fett's related to Jango Fett. Yes.
And a big old line.
Right. And so what does this group do?
We're the official Lucasfilm costuming groups. We do lots of charity events, blood drives, conventions, baseball games, parades, all sorts of events. We get in costume, teach other people to make costumes. We troop around in the costumes and raise money for good causes.
Okay, I'm standing with Doreen, Tripp, and to tell us, you're dressed like an X-Men. Tell me who you're dressed as.
I'm dressed as Psylocke. She's one of the part of the X-Men team. She's a telepath. She's also a psychic person, and I am an actual psychic reader. I work with the angelic realm, and I'm working for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I'm providing readings today and accepting donations for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
And what attracted you to dress as Psylocke? How did you first discover that character?
Well, I've always had a connection with the X-Men. I'm a big fan of the X-Men, and Psylocke, I was just naturally drawn to her. I guess I've always been told that I've had some premonition and psychic abilities, so that was my initial draw to her. And recently, in the past year, I had a near-death experience and an angel encounter, and Psylocke, her boyfriend in the X-Men is Archangel. So that whole connection it all resonated for me. And I'm here today just exploring my Psylocke side because I've just really connected to her.
I'm standing here with Chris Lawrence, and you're part of the RKO Army?
Yes.
Could you tell me a little bit about that? What is that?
The RKO Army, we are a Rocky Horror Picture Show shadowcast. We specialize in shadow casting cult films. Most notably the Rocky Horror Picture Show. We also do Rebo, the Genetic Opera, the little-known sequel to Rocky Horror, Shock Treatment. We have also begun shadowcasting some of Josh Whedon's shows, such as Dr. Harble's Sing-Along blog, as well as Firefly with the episode Out of Gas, as well as Buffy Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the musical episode. And basically what we do is it's kind of pantomiming. We act it up in front of the screen while we screen the actual film in front of it. So you're seeing the film itself as well as the actors that get up and act it out.
That's why you have makeup around your eye.
I've just come from the show. I play Eddie in Rocky Horror. He's the ex-delivery boy. So this is post-makeup.
And how are you enjoying the Rhode Island Comic-Con so far?
I have had a fantastic time. I've been, I got here earlier today. I was able to see some of the other shows. I was able to see, all the vendors downstairs, and I was able to meet the Green Ranger. That was pretty sweet. So I've had a fantastic time.
I'm at the BBC Audio Go booth, and what's your name?
I'm Ed Slota. I am the trade sales representative for Audio Go.
And what's your name?
I'm Amy Sazelski. I'm the publicist for Audio Go.
And you have some great stuff here that you don't really find, in any other booths. They're audio adventures. A lot of them are, what? Could you tell me?
Well, Audio Go is the officially licensed distributor of BBC radio product in the United States. What we have are audio adventures. We have the complete Doctor Who line. We have the complete Torchwood line, the Sarah Jane Adventures, the Hitchhiker's Guide series, and a number of other assorted sci-fi and fantasy titles. And we sell audio dramas on compact disc to the public. We also sell through booksellers around the country and online on our website, which is audiogo.com. So what we do have is a number of different titles, including all of the Doctors in the Doctor Who series and other assorted products.
And they seem to be very, very popular, right?
Yeah, there's been a great turnout today. The really fantastic thing about these titles, I think why people are so excited about them, I know why I'm excited about them, they're read by cast members. So, we've got new additional adventures starring the 11th Doctor, starring Amy and Rory, and they're read by Matt Smith and Arthur Darvill, which is great, people who are, missing the companions. The same thing with, 10th Doctor adventures. You've got additional adventures outside of the TV series that are read by David Tennant, that are read by Freeman Agyeman. It's really fantastic. It's additional stuff for fans.
Now, you're best known for playing Buck Rogers.
Yes, true.
And the show ran from 79 to 81. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Right. And
doing very well so far.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And now the Buck Rogers came out in like 1928.
I wasn't alive then.
No, but what do you think the appeal was of that character that kept him going on for so long?
Well, I think, he was the original action hero. He's not a superhero because he doesn't have superpowers. He can't fly, he can't do all that stuff. Right. Much as Batman is not a superhero, he's an action hero. Same reason. Buck Rogers was actually the first action hero. And all the others came from him. I just think that, I think some of the appeal has to do with people are interested in knowing or thinking about what life might be like in 500 years, that kind of thing. So I think that intrigued them. It was a new kind of artwork in the comic strips, and I think that they found that interesting. I remember when I was a kid going to the Saturday matinees and stuff, that they always ran, and they always had serials on.
Oh yeah.
And one of my least favorite was Buck Rogers.
Wait. Least favorite, you said?
Yeah, I just thought it was a dumb show. I liked Johnny Mac Brown and Lash LaRue and Roy Rogers and Hopalong Cassidy, Jungle Jim, which Johnny Weissmuller. I actually didn't mind the Tarzan either. He was not too bad for that. But I just thought Buck Rogers was kind of dumb. And then I met Buster, you know, when I did the show, he guest starred on the show. And he told me something really interesting because he said, you know, when we did my show, he said, back in the 20s, he said those special effects were like the whiz-bang special effects that everyone laughs at now. And he said, you know, as your show now, everyone thinks those are really cool special effects. And he said, think about what they're going to be like in 50 years. What are people going to say? So he spoiled my watching the show after that, because now it's like once in a while I'll catch a show or something, and his words echo in my mind. You hear that, Buster? And it's like I watch it and I'm thinking, I watch the whole thing and I'm going, okay, does it hold up? And it's like, so far, yeah, I think it does. And the interesting thing is that today, people have come by and they've asked for autographs and stuff, and I've seen parents with kids coming by. And it's the kids who want the autograph because they've been watching the show on DVD and they love it. And they're really enjoying it. And it's like, well, I guess it does hold up. And it's incredible to realize that it's like this whole new generation of fans are being created because they're watching the DVDs of the show.
I'm with Felix Silla, and you have been in such iconic movies and television shows. How was it playing Mr. It in Cousin It? I'm sorry, Mr. It.
Well, whatever you want to call it.
Cousin It in the Addams Family.
Yeah, it was fun working with a nice group of people.
And how was the eyesight? Because you're covered in hair.
Actually, the way I got to see through, I had like my sunglasses. Okay. So I had my hands like this, you know, kind of opened up there. You can see through the sunglasses.
And are you still friends with the cast?
Well, it's only myself and John Aston and 2 kids.
Right.
The rest of them, they're all gone.
Yeah, it's sad, but. Yeah. You also worked, I believe, on Star Trek, the original series.
Yes, I was one of the Telosian on the original pilot, The Cage.
And is it weird to see the show evolve? Like, when you were on the pilot with the original captain, Captain Pike,
yes,
and now
Jeffrey Hunter.
Right, Jeffrey Hunter.
Yeah.
So was it weird as a viewer watching it and seeing it completely change from the pilot that you worked on?
Well, unfortunately, it is because when Jeffrey Hunter passed away kind of early, but he was a really great actor, and I mean, if he was alive, he would have been the Captain Pike for all through the show.
Talking to a man who worked on one of the best TV shows in the 1960s, Lost in Space, and you're from the Massachusetts area.
Yeah, I went to I was raised in Scituate. I was born in Lowell. I went to Holy Cross College in Worcester. I got arrested in Quincy. I've done it all.
Wow, that's great.
It's all in my book.
Tell me about your book.
By my book. Well, it's a memoir, and it talks all about my days in Scituate as a youngster, and then going to Holy Cross, going into acting, doing Johnny Ringo, becoming an actor. It's a fun read. It's really fun, you know.
Do you have any funny stories working with? I'm sure you get this question all the time, but with Jonathan Harris.
I don't have a lot of funny stories with Jonathan Harris. I have a lot of stories with Billy Mooney, who played Will Robinson and I. Jonathan was quite serious, and I get along with him fine, but I don't have a lot of funny stories. He had a great sense of humor, but I used to do a lot of pranks on the set, and I wouldn't pull a prank on Jonathan. Well, I did once, but it's in the book. But
okay. Yeah, you don't want to reveal your secret. You got to buy the book to find out. One last question I got for you is what's behind you is a picture of Superman.
Oh yeah.
Could you tell me a little bit about that? I was unfamiliar with that.
Years ago, I met Kirk Allen. Kirk Allen was the very first Superman, and I got his autograph. And then a couple of years later, I got Noel's autograph, who was Lois Lane. And so I had those 2 autographs, and I was at a show, and I saw this reducer way, this theater thing they use, you know. And then I was able to get a video of Kirk Allen and Noel doing that. So I kind of ended up with a whole collection. I had this in my house for many years, you know, 15, 16 years. I'm moving from Bridgewater to another town, and so my room that had all my Lost in Space collections plus this, I'm getting rid of. So some lucky person's going to get this, for not much money.
I'm sitting with Gary Graham, best known in many Star Trek productions. Now, you were a Vulcan in Star Trek Enterprise.
Yes.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and do whatever you like, as long as you live long and don't pester me too much.
Now, as a Vulcan, you have to remove all your emotion. You seem to be a very animated guy.
Yes, you have to remove all your emotions and most of your clothing, but I am animated and I like to smile a lot and be animated. So, which begs the question, well, but you're not like that. And then that demands the answer, I'm an actor, so I act. So but it was very difficult to do the Vulcan. The Vulcans, Matt Sykes, Alienation, that was kind of like who I am, and so that wasn't so much of a stretch, but the Vulcan was very difficult. I thought it'd be easy, so.
And what are you currently working on?
I finished a film, I shot it last summer in South Dakota, and it's called Dust of War, and they just completed the post-production, and now it's ready for release. And I believe it's going to be entered in the Sundance Festival. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but they're looking for distribution right now. It's pretty good film from what I've seen of it. So I'm kind of excited about that. And there's a movie called, probably shouldn't talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. It's called Monster School. It's supposed to shoot in the spring, I think March. So I'm supposed to be involved in that. If they, come up with, truckloads of money to give me.
Monster School, you said.
Monster School.
That sounds cool. That's a
Monster School does sound cool.
Yeah, that's a...
I'm no fool. I'm going to be in Monster School. Jambone. Yeah. All right.
Well,
serious. I'm sorry. You can just cut that out, can't you? Just snip and edit. All right. Okay.
I like that. I'm gonna keep that in.
Professional show
I'm gonna
business.
keep that in.
Professional Hollywood show business. Now, serious. Yeah, be serious.
You must have been a real character on the set of Star Trek, because you had the Vulcan makeup on and you're like busting a move.
It's very sad, very sad. As Scott Bakula will tell you, it's sad. Jolene Blaylock. Now she was the cut up. Now everybody thinks that she's just the sexy one. Nah, she's the. We'll be in a space shuttle pod, the shuttle pod.
Ooh.
Yes.
Shuttle, yeah.
Shuttle pod with Jolene Blaylock. Sounds sexy, right? Well, it is until she lets one of her silent killers go, and I'm talking of the gaseous variety, in a small contained shuttle pod that they can't open. They cannot open the doors because of the lights and everything, and it takes 15 minutes to get us out of there, and she lets one go. I'm talking weapons of mass destruction quality, and Bakula would just go, "Oh, Jolene, for God's sake!" And I'm going, "Holy!" Yeah, it's just another day on Star Trek.
I'm sitting with Kathy Coleman from Land of the Lost. Now, is it cool to come to these conventions and be remembered like from a show that you think, well, you didn't think that the show was going to be still thought of like years and years later, did you?
I would not have predicted this as a child, of course, but this has been going on for a long time, and it's just never ending, and it's something I embrace. I love it. It's touched and moved a lot of people, and it's a show that when people that come up to me, talk to me, they are always talking about that it was the memories bring them back to a time when they were safe in life. And I'm glad to be a part of that memory that made these people feel safe. We're in a very unstable time right now in life, and it's all good, that I hear those stories. It's wonderful.
Excellent. When you were a kid, no, that's fine. When you filmed the show, was there any monster that specifically scared you?
No. I mean, these Sleestack were all basketball players, and half the time they were in wetsuits. they'd have them like down around their waist, you know, so I could see their faces or the headpiece off, you know. No, and Chaka was my best friend, so yeah. So no, I wasn't afraid.
Okay. And finally, you've
But a lot of people are afraid, I'll
Okay.
tell you that.
Yeah.
These flea stacks scared a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And finally, you have this doll of yourself. Is it strange to see yourself as a doll?
Yeah, I mean, I would think anybody would think that that's strange, you know, that, yeah, it is very strange. I mean, I've got games, I'm on calendars, I mean, there's, you know, coloring books and things. Yeah, it is a little strange.
And
It's okay, it's all good, you know, it's all good.
And are you enjoying yourself at the Rhode Island Comic Con?
Absolutely, absolutely. I like this kind of thing, and I like interacting with the fans. I like it best, and I prefer when they come up with like a good question, as opposed to did you just have a good time doing the show. To all my fans out there, come on up to me and ask me like good questions, okay? The show was fun for all those people that want to continue to ask that. It was fun. I had a blast.
Okay, I'm here with Steve Perry, the promoter and owner of the Rhode Island Comic Con. Now, are you amazed at the turnout?
I am really amazed. We did about 4 times what we estimated to do at the show.
Wow.
By midday yesterday, we had already exceeded our expectations for the whole weekend. So it was incredible.
Hopefully everything ran smoothly.
No, there were hiccups here and there, of course, being the first show here, but we're learning from the mistakes and getting those fixed, and everything will be back up and running for next year, and hopefully without any of those hiccups.
Exactly. And what now next year? Like you said, you made, what'd you say, triple your money?
Oh, not my money, but the sales.
The sales.
People coming
Yeah,
through.
right.
That we thought coming through. We estimated one amount of people coming through the door through the whole weekend, and we actually quadrupled that midday yesterday. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So next year it's going to be large, even bigger.
Definitely. We have plans to make the show much larger, a lot more going on next year, and a lot longer, a lot more people.
What was your favorite moment? I know you're all over the place, you know, but did you have a certain highlight?
Well, my highlight's always I like meeting the fans and the celebrities, and my highlight was looking out the window and seeing the lines around the building.
Excellent.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for all your hard work. How does one get the guests to come?
Oh, well, I know a lot of them, personally, and then I do a lot of acting work as well, so I know them through that and friends of friends.
Excellent. Well, like I said, thank you so much for your hard work, and I can't wait to see it next year, even bigger.
Thank you very much.
As you can tell, things are winding down at the Rhode Island Comic Con. People are packing up and the room is getting empty. But it was a great success, as Steve told us earlier. It's going to even be bigger next year. So if you love comic books, if you love movies, if you love television shows and miss this event, please come next year. They'll love to have you. You'll really enjoy yourself. I'm David Ciccariella. Thanks for watching. Production.